What's up, guys? So, I normally planned on doing a reaction video of Fairy Tale episode 20 through 24, but unfortunately, I downloaded a virus protector on my computer, and that blocks Kiss Anime, so I can't. Or Kiss Anime is the website I use to watch my anime, and since that's blocked, I can't access Kiss Anime. And also another problem, the program I used to download my animes, the free trial is over, so I had to buy it, and yeah, so I can download animes as well. So what was originally intended of being a reaction video, I'm gonna be doing a review video instead. So hope you guys could be patient with me and still enjoy my review videos. There's so many hype in these 5 episodes, but before I get hyped over, I'm gonna be sophisticated, calm on reviewing. And once the hype comes, I'm gonna be hyped. Once again, I have my notes over here where I could refer to when I'm stuck. And without further ado, let's get the review started. So, first things first, Fairy Tale episode 20. It starts off when Natsu and Happy goes fishing and Lucy tags along. But unfortunately, Natsu grilled the fish that he caught, causing Happy to get mad and they fight. And then the scene shifts when Mira Jane was in the Fairy Tale's library organizing, and Lucy asks Mira Jane if she could help, and Lucy does. And Mira Jane was talking about, or Lucy was telling Mira Jane about what happened between Natsu and Happy and why they fought. And Mira Jane said something interesting. She said that she likes Natsu's or that kind of side of Natsu, and she told Lucy that Lucy also likes the impatient, obnoxious. Well, I won't say obnoxious, but impatient and worked up kind of personality of Natsu. And Lucy falls because she's shocked, surprised. And then Lucy finds a painting of when everyone else was younger. And Mara Jane was telling a story on what was it and what they were like. And of course, Natsu and Gray is always fighting. But we found out something interesting. That Mira Jane actually picked a fight with Urza as well when she was younger. I honestly did not expect Mira Jane to do that, but she apparently picked a fight with Urza, not to fight with Gray. And their backstory goes further along, and we see how Natsu first meets Happy, because Natsu got angry at Gray and Urza, and he started punching the trees with the drawing of their faces on it. And then when Natsu punched the tree, the egg fell. And then Natsu brings it to the guild, to the Fairy Tale Guild, saying how Natsu find a dragon egg, and Gray was joking around, saying, "Hey, are you gonna grill that egg? Are you gonna eat it?" And Natsu says, "Hell no! I'm not gonna cook a egg that has a baby inside." And Natsu takes the egg to Makarov and asks Makarov if he could use his magic to make the egg hatch faster. And of course, Makarov replies to Natsu saying, "No, you can't use your magic to interfere with the nature, with the life of nature." And so Natsu decides to like he's gonna be the one who takes care of him until it hatches. And Lasagna, the the small girl in the picture with white hair, she helps Natsu take care of it. And then we find out that Lizana, we find out Lizana uses like a full body transformation, which allows her body to transform into an animal. And then, like Natsu and Lizana, like they help each other protect or take care of the egg, and they end up playing house. And I could tell that like Lizana like literally like told Natsu like, "Hey, let's get married in the future," while twisting the words, so it won't be as obvious. But like it's pretty obvious that Lasagna. Why am I keep saying lasagna? Lizana, likes Natsu and she wants to marry him in the end. And end of episode in the end of Fairy Tail episode 20, the egg eventually hatches, and then what we thought would be a dragon turns out to be Happy. Happy is like a little kitten with wings, cute. And so I guess the guy who painted, I don't know his name, but he's also from Fairy Tail. The guy who uses painting magic, he painted Happy as a dragon. And that's how Fairy Tail episode 20 ends. And my god, Fairy Tail episode 21. Yo, this is where all the hype begins. Yo. So Lucy, oh my gosh. So in the beginning of Fairy Tail episode 21, Lucy, it starts off as Lucy like coming back from a job with Natsu, Gray, and Urza Happy. And when they came back from the mission or the job, they see that like people are like staring at them, not kind of like not like the good stare, but like the bad stare, and everyone's talking about them, or everyone is talking about them. And when Lucy and everyone else arrives at the guild, yo, like another guild called Phantom Lord attacks Fairy Tail's base. Oh my gosh! And then we find out that Phantom and Fairy Tail, they don't quite get along. So, like in the end of and then I guess Master Makra orders like the team to stay at one of the houses. So Urza, Gray, Happy, and Natsu stays at Lucy's place at the time being. And then Natsu wants, like get revenge or get even with the Phantom Lord. But Urza says like no, like if we fought right now, both of our sides will have casualties. And the Phantom Lord's guild members is par with Fairy Tail, and they have their own like elite, like their own S-class wizards called Element 4. And bro, like, and then we also find out that amongst the Element 4 there's another wizard named Blackfield Gagio, and he's the Iron Dragon Slayer. So if Fairy Tail have Natsu, Gagio has their own Dragon Slayer who is Iron. Bro, that was hype, man. Like you don't understand how hype I was when they told me about Blackfield Gagio. Like I was like, Oh, whew, I was so hyped. I wish, oh man, I wish that you could have seen the reaction videos, but review video we have to do instead. And then another hype thing that I found out was about how there's apparently 10 Saint Wizards, and the Phantom Lord is also, along with Makarov, is one of the 10 Saints. And the scene shift when Jet Levy, I think his name is Joy, walks on walks in the valley, and then I think it was Gagio. Gagio sees him, and they get beat up like pretty bad. Like the next morning, like everyone's like not everyone. Levy, Jet, and Joy is like unconscious, hung on by the tree. And their clothes are all torn up. Like they look like got beat up. And bro, yo, when Master Makarov sees him, oh man, he gets pissed. He gets pissed, and he just like goes all hell and says, "All right, that was the last straw. We're gonna get even on them. We're gonna fight them." And so the fairy tale members, all the fairy tale members, goes to the Phantom Lords, and they start fighting. Fairy tale in the beginning, fairy tale gets upper hand. They were killing everyone, and what's cool is that we were able to see what's it called? Hold on, I'm making sure that I didn't skip anything. And what was cool is that we were able to see like little bits and bits of pieces of like the other wizards, like Conan's. We get to see I forgot his name, but he has a ring. He uses ring magic. We get to see his magic. We get to see Alfred's magic. We get to see everyone else's magic that's going ham. And then Lucy, the scene shift when Lucy is like she bought grocery for, I guess, for like the food, or not obviously it's gonna be food. Lucy bought grocery for herself or the guild, I don't know. But Lucy encounters two of the element four. I guess is Sawyer and the girl. I don't know the girl's name exactly, but she gets captured, and that's how Fairy Tale episode 21 ends. Fairy Tale episode 22 starts when like I said before, the Fairy Tale is still fighting Phantom Lord. Phantom Lord's getting beat up. We get to see little bits and pieces of other Fairy Tale members' magic and what their ability is like. And Natsu fights Gajeel. And before I get into Natsu fighting Gajeel, Master Makarov goes out to find the Phantom Lord's leader or master, Jose. And as soon as Makarov leaves, Gajeel steps in, and that's when things get heated. Yo! Natsu fighting Gajeel? Oh my gosh! Like, bro. So we have two salamanders of each side going head to head. And Gajeel being element 4, like, Natsu actually did a pretty decent job fighting him. Like, he stood on his own he actually stood on his own. Like, I don't know if Gajeel was trying or not, but like, bro, just seeing that, like, I don't know if Fairy Tail has like a lot of episodes, but Natsu could only get stronger. And when Natsu, or what I'm at right now, Natsu being able to handle on his own against an Element 4 wizard, yo, that explains a lot. Like, I can't wait until we get to see how strong Natsu becomes. But, and then when Master Makarov was like confronting Jose and asking why like he attacked Fairy Tail, another Element 4 member, I don't remember his name, but he has the ability like to get rid of another magician's magic power, which happens to Makarov. And Makarov loses all of his magical abilities. And like, bro, Master Makarov losing his magic powers, yo, like, I was out of this world hype. But Master Makarov loses the magical abilities. His face turns green, and then he becomes just a regular old grandpa without his magical abilities. And Fairy Tail like retreats. Like, I understand why he did that, or understand why they did that, because without Master Makarov, like they can, or the Phantom Lord has an upper hand, and like, dude, this is the first time I saw Urza is emotional. Like, you know what I mean? Like, in the past this episode, we see Urza like a strong, redheaded, strongest, like an S class member. How like she's so like bold, upfront, like aggressive, and just seeing Urza gets emotional. That was like a different side I did not expect Urza to have. And Urza like says sorry to Gray because Gray wants to like stay here and like get revenge on him. And yeah, like that's how Fairy Tail episode 22 ends. Or not, never mind. I lied. There's a backside to it. So not to state when like other Fairy Tail members like retreats and goes back to their base or guild hideout, whatever. Natsu goes to, oh shoot, I forgot. Yeah, never mind, I didn't mention this. Lucy gets captured, and then she sees hostage in the Phantom Lord's like guild, and then we learn a little bit of her backstory. Like, she's apparently turned out to be a super rich girl, but not only did we, it's not like just one simple, oh, like Lucy's a rich girl. No, like the narrator goes into detail. Like, we find out that Lucy she hates her dad because, like, I guess her dad, ignored Lucy this whole like over a year, and then he suddenly wants like Lucy to come back home, and her dad, I guess her dad's the super high person because he ordered Phantom Lord to attack Fairy Tail to get Lucy back to him. And then, like, in the end, Natsu eventually ends up saying Lucy, and Lucy plays the blame on herself. How everything started because how she ran away from home. And I guess that's how Fairy Tail 22 ended. Fairy Tail episode 23 starts off by like Master Markov, or I guess he didn't go directly, but the two cowboy magicians from Fairy Tale, they take Master Minecraft to to his friend that apparently specializes on healing. I don't know how should I explain this. She specializes in healing wizards that use has magical damage wounds. Is that how I explain it? Or an injury that is caused by magic. And then, bro, these Fairy Tail episode 23, dude, that was really emotional. I did not expect Fairy Tail to be this emotional. You know how One Piece has a lot of emotional scenes. Like Fairy Tail episode 23, I guess it was more focused on emotion instead of action, because I get Fairy Tail is an action based anime, but the narrator or the author connects emotions really well. He's able to connect emotions with the actions. That's what I really like about Fairy Tail. It's I could relate to it. It's relatable and it has an action pack. That's why I like this anime so far. But like in the Fairy Tail, their base, Lucy still puts the blame on herself. Yeah, so Lucy is still putting the blame on herself, and the way Natsu just comforts her, you see Natsu and Lucy, Natsu and Happy picking on Lucy, and but yo, when things get serious, Natsu knows how to say the right words to a girl. Natsu's saying now how he can't see her as a princess Lucy, and how Natsu tells Lucy that she belongs to Fairy Tail, because she tells how like her laughing at a dirty bar and going on adventures even though she complains all the time. That's the real Lucy. Her princess Lucy isn't the real her. And when he said that to her, I'm not gonna lie, I got choked up. Like that scene particular shows how deep Natsu cares for her, even though they bicker like a lot of times. And Mary Jane's talking to Luxus, and then Luxus saying how Mary Jane asked Luxus to help them because how Fairy Tail's in a hard in a deep trouble. Do I'm not gonna lie, Luxus pisses me off. I hate his guts. He belongs to a Fairy Tail, and then he instead of helping them, he puts the blame on Master Macroft and just laughs. Dude, what kind of people does that? You're a Fairy Tail member, your guild is having trouble, and yet he puts the blame on the master and refuses to help. Who does that? It's like saying your friend, he got into a car accident and his sibling or her sibling as called you to help, and you say, "Oh no, it's his fault that he got into an accident. Why would I help him?" That's the same thing that what Luxus did. Who does that? And Urza, and then it goes back to Urza remembering like everything that happens to her, that happened, how like Fairy Tail's losing, Fairy Tail retreating, um, and then like she puts the blame on herself, like calling her a disgrace, and for someone to do that, like a prideful, like a prideful person like her to like call herself a disgrace, that just shows you like how much like it meant for her and how much like she's angry at herself that she wasn't able to like do anything. And this episode was like I said before, it was heavily emotional based. And then Urza hears a noise outside, and Jose uses his magic to let the guild, Phantom Lord's guild, like move. And then Jose, like, he fires a cannon, like a magical cannon, and Urza equips with like an armor, and she takes the whole cannon on herself, like she takes it head on, and you see Urza flying, like she was actually able to like stop the cannon from doing further damage, but Urza gets hurt in the process of doing that. And then Natsu takes out the Jupiter cannon, but well, Natsu is trying to take out Jupiter's cannon. I think it was Kana. No, Mira Jane said like she wanted to help them fight, but Kana's reveals that Mary Jane was an S class. Like, bro, like Mira Jane was an S class. I did not expect that, yo. It's like, what? Like, what? Yo, like, what? Mary Jane was an S class wizard before? Like, dude, that's crazy. Like, what? Because, like, the author, all he showed was Mary Jane being like a bartender. But Mirja was an S class wizard before? What? Yo! Mira Jane, S class. Let that sink into you guys for a bit. Mira Jane being an S class wizard. Yo. It's all the hype, man. Yo. Mary Jane's an S class. What? That's crazy. Alright. And that's how Fairy Tail episode 23 ends. Like, Fairy Tail episode 20 through 23, it had a lot of actions, but it also had like, emotional scenes. And that's like, I think that's a good mix. Like, I liked how in each episode, like I said in Fairy Tail 20, they explained the background of each character. Fairy Tail episode 21, it was full of action. 22, there's action, but also shows like it was a character development episode. If I say in a nutshell, same thing as 23. Like the author, episode 23 in particular, was like a huge bomb being thrown at us. Like, we find out Mirajin was S-Class. We see, like, the emotional side of Urza that I did not expect her to have. I just really like these 4 episodes. Fairy Tail episode 24 was also, it was actually really sad. Like, I think so far, Fairy Tail episode 24 was the saddest episode I've seen so far. And here's why. Because, like, Fairy Tail episode, I do apologize if you guys think I'm, like, jumping, like, skipping parts. But I didn't want to make this video too long. So, if I do skip, like, a certain segment of what you guys want me to talk about, I do apologize. Comment on the comment section below, and on the next video I'll mention that. But Fairy Tail episode 24, Natsu fights one of the 4 elements, or element 4, and he uses like, right now in the beginning, Natsu struggles because the element of 4 he's fighting, he gets to control, like, the fire. Like, it doesn't have to, it could be natural fire, it could be like a magic fire, but he could, excuse me, I'm going to drink water real quick. But yeah, so in the beginning, Natsu has a hard time fighting element 4 because he could control fire magic, natural fire and magic fire. But Natsu uses his brain to destroy the cannon. And the scene switches to Alfred fighting the French-speaking Earth wizard named Sawyer. I don't know if it's Soil, but which is like a French accent, and they called him Sawyer. But Sawyer uses his magic to make he makes Lizana, I almost said lasagna. He makes Lizana with, like, his magic, and then plays with Alfred's head. And, like, one thing I hate is that Mirajin can only use a mere fraction. And then the author goes on to explain Alfred and how Alfred couldn't control his full body transformation, and then how Alfred kills Lizana. But, like, the author didn't explain why Mirajin can only use a mere fraction of her powers. Like, that's one thing that, there's a down part on Fairy Tail. Like, yes, Fairy Tail has, like, a good action, emotional scenes, but at the same time, Fairy Tail lacks, like, I won't say explanation, but, like, the author will tease us about it, but he won't go into further detail. Like, going back to those couple episodes, I think it was episode 18, when first, like, Natsu and everyone else completed their mission, but, like, they didn't get the reward. Naosu didn't go up to S class. And then they teased us about the punishment, but it was never revealed to us. And like that's what one thing that actually got me mad. I was mad about it for a couple hours after episode 18. But yeah, that's like one thing I don't like about Fairy Tail. I wish Fairy Tail won't do these kind of things in the future episodes. Like that's the one hope and one wish. But Fairy Tail episode 24 ends with Alfred having a full body takeover. And yeah, that's it for my review video. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Stay warm. And until next time, peace.